Hi, my name is Derek Henry with Accelerate Consulting. In this video, I'm going to go through an example of using a report summary template. This is an actual file that I used to maintain, but it's been replaced with fake data. This template contained reports that we use to track sales by revenue center and bar mix by revenue center. Once I set up the template, it became very quick and easy to update each period. If you look at the table of contents sheet, which is a best practice in itself when you have a lot of sheets, you'll see all of the sheets that are listed within the template here. We've got our instructions, we've got inputs, we've got some Accelerate's macro setting sheet that expedite doing some of the functions when we're done. We've got the report sheets, the calculations, some lookup sheets, and then we've got our source data here at the end. So on the instructions sheet, we've got extremely detailed instructions. I've color-coded the sheet names, some of the important steps, and then the macros to run. And then off to the side, I've saved a screenshot of parameters that you run when you go get the source data. In this case, it's pretty simple. There's only a couple of things to enter. On the input sheet, there's only 3 inputs that I have to put in: the period, the year, and the end of period date. And most everything in this file, all of the references, are either directly or indirectly referenced back to these dates. The next sheet is the check sheet. And so what I've got going on here is I just want to have completeness over my data, mainly to make sure I've included all of the locations in these report sheets over here. I've got a comparison of what is totaled on the source sheet and then what's totaled on the report sheet. And then I've shown that my differences are 0 over here. I like to have all of my checks on one sheet so I don't have to go searching through them throughout the entire file. So the next 2 sheets are a couple of Accelerate macro setting sheets, and so once we set these up the first time, we shouldn't have to update them again. In some cases, you've got links back to the input sheet so you can put the dates in here. But again, once you set this up the first time, you shouldn't have to set these up again unless you have significant structural changes. The next 4 sheets over here are where all of the reports that are going to be distributed or presented are. And so you'll notice that they're nice and clean, formatted well. All of the extra stuff is hidden. All of the kind of inputs that drive all the calculations are hidden. And we just have stuff that we can focus on. So you notice that on each of these 4 sheets here. The next 2 sheets are calculation sheets. And this is where a lot of the really meaty calculations happen. And this flows from the source data sheets and into the report sheets over here. In this case, we separated them out because we needed to have both period to date and year to date calculations. The next couple of sheets are just some lookups. So if we want to show the name, the open date, some of these other fields that we don't want to store anywhere else, we can put those here, especially if those calculations are done in multiple places. And then over here we've got some mappings and some lookups that are used once we add some formulas to our source data sheets. And so you notice over here in the source data sheet, you've got yellow headings is all of the data that actually came out of the source data sheet when we ran it from the application, and then these green ones have formulas in them that we ran. And I like to use yellow for when it's just data, and then green when it's got formulas that we're using. And so the magic in this file actually happens with a lot of creative formulas. So there's VLOOKUPs and SUMIFs all over the place, but this is only the case because we've set this sheet up, or the entire workbook up, very optimized so that all we need to do is add the source data each time, and then we go back to the input sheet and we update these inputs, and then everything else just works. The only other thing we need to do is if we need to update the headers and sort these right before we're ready to present it. That's it. I can update reports like this in just minutes each month when there's so few items to actually manually update. That's it for this video covering using templates in Excel. You can find more videos like this one and many other resources on our website at www.accelerate.co. Thanks for watching and have an excellent day.